Hello, hello, I'm the official name writer. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today, we're looking at Nacli, Naclstack, and Garganacl. I thought it was Garganacl, personally, but it's Garganacl. And Naclstack's the one I'm the least sure as far as the correct pronunciation, but it makes Naclstack. I don't see how it could be pronounced any other way. So yeah, it's actually, the name is based off the periodic table. That's pretty clever, actually. Alright, so when Paldea was coming out, I don't think it was officially out, but I remember that, again, talking to Brazilian friends, and the same guy who came up with the nickname Dodongo for Skeledirge also was talking about Garganacl and said he named it Minecraft. And that was again where I was just like, fuck you, you're good at this nicknaming bullshit. Why are you good? Like, English is not your first language. Where are you coming up with these good ideas from? So that's the one I kind of lean towards. But I really like the comment below where they say Terraria. Also, hilariously timed, I just watched the trailer for the Minecraft movie today. That dates this video a little bit. The Minecraft movie looks kind of incredibly mundane and underwhelming. If they had just made it like the Lego movie, it could have been interesting, but they chose to not do anything at all. I see Sodi here as like a pun off of sodium, so I'm gonna like reluctantly highlight this one because I think it's a bad one, but if you could be nerd enough or scientific enough to maybe play with that, you could try and do that. You could also, because this just came to my mind, name it Mr. Salt. And now we just need a Mrs. Pepper. Who could work for Mrs. Pepper? I'm going to reluctantly highlight this one just so we have something in the video because I feel like this is not going to be a very good episode based off these suggestions. There's a lot of suggestions here. A lot of them are bad. But Salty Spittoon for SpongeBob, I think 90% of SpongeBob nicknames are dog shit, and this is like a solid 1 out of 10. But just for the sake of maybe you turning a piece of trash into a piece of treasure, I'm going to highlight it and see if maybe you can come up with something better than this guy. Alright, let's go over a few obvious ones. Number 1, The Rock will never, ever, ever, ever be funny. Not in this dimension, not in any other dimension, not in the 1950s, not in the 3050s. It will always be a bad, stupid joke and a shit name. Don't ever do it. Toph is one we see quite often, and the most compelling argument I've ever heard was the idea of Toph for Excadrill, because Toph learned how to earthbend from the Badger Moles, and the Badger Moles were the original earthbenders, so I'm always going to be like, Toph good name, but Toph best name on this ugly-ass Pokemon that I honestly don't like. Quarry I actually like. Quarry makes me think of this old-ass PC game I remember playing back in like the 90s, early 2000s, and it was just called Quarry, and the goal was there's red guys and there's blue guys, and you try and make them walk from one end of the screen to the other, and that was it. But Quarry also just kind of has a nice sound to it. Tremor is better on a ground-type Pokemon, not a rock-type Pokemon. Tremor is also where my mind's going to think of the Earth Ninja from Mortal Kombat. Well, I mean, I guess he technically works for rocks, doesn't he? He does do the rock. That's his whole thing. He's the rock ninja. Tremor's scary. Fine, do a ground and rock type then. Eat my ass. Beifong is a nice alternative to Toph, actually. I'm kind of surprised this is the first time we've seen it. But yeah, technically, if you want to reference Toph in a different way without doing it, instead of naming your Crobat Batman, you're naming it Gotham type shit. Thardus is the ice. He's the rock monster boss inside Phendrana Drifts and Metroid Prime that gets you Spider Ball, I think. And Thardus was one that I put on my Mamoswine because I was like, oh, well, he needs ancient power to evolve, and that was my reasoning behind it. But I still stand by the idea that I think it's a very weak name, and I actually don't think it's that much worse on Garganacl. I think it's better on Garganacl, or just like an actual rock monster based Pokemon, but it's still not a name I'm in love with, if that makes sense. I think it's better on Pokemon that aren't Mamoswine, but I still don't think it's that great. Maybe the right Pokemon just hasn't come out yet for it. Alright, well, that's the bottom. This is just Smogon. That is Smogon, so those are irrelevant. This is Cancer and actually needs to be purged off the internet. Someone doxed them. Nothing interesting. This was actually just blank. I went ahead and put Minecraft and Terraria on there because those are the only two I found that I liked. This is how Garganacl is based off Salt. And then the rest of it is actual nicknames. 4 links of nicknames. But none of them really jumped out at me outside of just Terraria. Terraria, I like that as an alternative to Minecraft. Surely there's other things like that that would work. But yeah, that's that. As far as comment suggestions go, this one my brother used, and it's like so far out of left field, and I personally have like no interest in it. But if you understand like this incredible needle in a haystack kind of fucking reference or nickname idea, sure. But I don't know, man. It's like if you wanted to nickname something after like the fucking fake ass fog and Ash or whatever from Silent Hill, and it's, I don't know, that's that kind of wavelength for me. I'm like, you could do whatever you want, but that's so far gone. Epson after the salt. Sugar cube. Less salary. R and the T are next to each other, so it's probably meant to be salty. Minecraft is cute. Roblox would be another good one, actually. Roblox would be another alternative to Minecraft and Terraria. And I saw a video, actually, talking about Roblox. And I could have swore, like, ages and ages ago when I saw Roblox that it did not look that way. But I never played it. I always just, I don't know. It looked more like Minecraft. And I'm like, does it always look like that, or am I crazy? And that's it. So, any other ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let us know what you'd use and recommend. Garganacl is kind of a weird one, IMO. So if you're not on team Roblox, Terraria, Minecraft, then it's probably going to be hard. Coming up with puns for salt, IMO, probably going to be kind of hard. Everyone's just like, oh, so salty, salt lick. I'm like, that's not interesting. So I feel like maybe rather than leaning into that, just some other generic rock type name might work better. I don't know. It's definitely one of the more obtuse Pokemon.